exciting, and it features the biggest hitters in the game. The Long Drive World Series is the new Globe Super League for golf's power hitters. 8 handpicked champions going head-to-head at 4 iconic locations around the world.
We kick off here at the beautiful Jumeirah Golf Estates, in the powerhouse of the Middle East, the perfect match for this glitzy and glamorous opening spectacle. This is no ordinary golf event. It's all about big hitters and long distances.
Well, Lucas Dornan is the UK champion and the brainchild behind this series. So first up, how much is this set to revolutionise golf?
Well, we hope obviously a lot, being invested into it. But as you can see by the way the crowd are tonight, everyone seems to be enjoying the time. We've got the DJs, we've got the VIP lounge. It's very different to normal golf. It's a much shorter format, and hopefully it's what TV and entertainment, people want to see.
The atmosphere is fantastic. What energy are you feeling?
It's superb. I mean, the players we've chosen are very charismatic, and obviously they're the best in the business, but we've also chosen ones a bit more flamboyant to try and get players and the crowd involved. And that's, I think, working. We've got the pyrotechnics everyone's loving, so it's working well so far.
How does tonight's format work?
It's 3 minutes and it's unlimited balls, and then the loser of that gets one off bonus ball to try and top the next person. So it's, again, a short format, but also giving that bit of pressure on that one-off chance.
And finally, how difficult are playing conditions tonight?
Playing conditions are awful. It's literally 30 miles an hour, straight into wind. Listen, whoever wins it tonight has definitely earned it.
Before the main event, a qualifying round is staged, which is open to anyone with an eye on the sizable prize fund at stake. The top 2 drivers will qualify as wildcards, joining the 8 players originally invited. But with a strong headwind to tackle, the players are up against the weather in Dubai, as well as each other. That doesn't stop America's Reisbeck, an established long hitter. He comes through on top, alongside Dubai amateur Ricky Dominguez. Together they advance to the seeding playoff, where only the top 8 will compete in the finals. It's a macho sport featuring the muscle men of golf. The biggest biceps in the business? No contest. Let's meet one of golf's strongest men, Ryan Steenberg.
Ryan Steenberg, biggest arms in long drive. No, I'm just kidding. From the United States, Rochester, New York. I'm 5'10", 245 pounds. I was an American football player. Been playing golf my whole life, so from a power sport, and golf was a perfect mix for me. And that's kind of how I fell into long drive.
So what about Ryan as a guy? What do you like to do when you're not competing, when you're not working out, when you're not working on those biceps? What makes you tick? What inspires you?
Family, first and foremost. Being a father, I'd say is priority number 1. I have 2 beautiful kids. And I'm a tinker as well. So other than being a business owner, I'm an inventor. I'm an entrepreneur. I own about 4 businesses. So I'm always doing something different. I got my hands in a lot of things, which keeps me busy. And I play golf. The other side of me, this big, big brawny guy. I'm a little sensitive. I'm an artist. I'm an artist as well. So I actually have a degree in fine art. And so on the other side of things, I'll back away, sit in a corner and draw and paint.
But when you're up on that stage, when you're set to compete, it's all show, isn't it? It's all, I'm here to perform.
I'm here to go. I'm puffing my chest out. I'm ready to go. We're getting these guns firing.
Brilliant, lovely.
So can he win this inaugural event at Dubai? An earlier seeding round where all 10 players had 3 minutes to hit the longest drives saw 2 eliminated. This also established the seeding positions for the main event. Now the pressure is truly on. Remarkably, the number 1 seed is American wildcard Ryan Reisbeck, who outdrove everyone. Number 2 is 19-year-old Swede Emil Rosberg, and number 3, Tim Burke from the USA. Englishman Joe Miller qualifies as the 5th seed, providing some intriguing matchups. This is where the characters and the rivalry reach boiling point.
You came to qualification, now the number 1 seed. Can you go all the way?
I think so. I mean, I've won events in the past, and I feel like I've been working on my game a lot in consistency and trying to flight the ball correctly. And that's what a lot of people don't understand about long drive. They think we're just out here swinging as hard as we can, which is true, but we're also trying to hit a specific shot with whatever conditions happen to be at the time. So tonight we've got a headwind right in our face, and you hit it too high, it'll just pop up and fall out of the sky. If you hit it right or left, it's going to go out of bounds. So you got to hit the right shot.
So competing for tonight's purse, a truly international field. But who will reign in the desert with pride at stake?
The quarterfinals of the main event, and the Dubai crowds have turned out in force as Joe Miller and Brad Pearman walk out ready for battle. Each player gets 3 minutes in which to hit the furthest ball, but it must stay within the grid to count. It's a straight knockout with the players hitting as many balls as they can. Each loser also gets one final Powerball opportunity to save themselves, and if this goes further, then their opponent gets a final chance to hit again for a playoff. So Joe Miller takes the spoils against his fellow Englishman after Pearman's Powerball pulls up short, and it's Miller who marches on to the semi-finals.
Quick summary on just how tough conditions are for you this evening.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the actual wind is, 15, 20 miles an hour, so it is a tough wind. So you've got to hit the perfect flight. It's not a case of just, who hits it hardest wins. It's going to be the one who can fly it the best, so that's what we're going to be working on. You've got to be relaxed up here. You can be as fired up as you want to be, but underneath it all, you have to have the soft hand, you want to be relaxed, so, if you come up here and tense up, then things go wrong. So, try and be relaxed and then hopefully let it out on the ball.
In the second quarter-final, Tim Burke, on his first trip overseas, goes head-to-head with fellow American Ryan Steenberg, outgunning him in an impressive debut under the Dubai lights.
He hits it great, especially into the wind like this. He flights it lower, so I just kind of stepped on it. I swung a little harder than normal, and I caught a couple flush, and I pretty much knew I had it at that point.
Is that the goal? I mean, when conditions as tough as they are, how are you adapting?
Just making sure that I have a low spin rate, and I'm trying to just flight it, more of a flat shot, because whenever it starts to spin and balloon, that's when you get in trouble.
You've got your game face on. You're ready to go far in this competition, if not all the way, right?
Oh, absolutely. I plan on winning for sure.
Next up, Maverick teenager Emil Rosberg takes on the experienced American Maurice Allen. The sensational Swede smashes his ball further, booking his place in the semi-finals.
How nervous were you?
Nervous, mixed with adrenaline, makes you shake like... Yeah, I'm a bit nervous, but mostly adrenaline. Yeah.
What gives you an advantage, do you think? What are your strengths?
I think there's a lot of guys here having big muscles. I think it's a mix between muscles and technique, so I think my strength would be technique.
And in the final match of the round, wildcard Ryan Reisbeck from the USA takes on Ilya Djurdovic from Serbia. Reisbeck's incredible run continues as he takes down the Serb and books his place in the final four.
I feel like I have something to prove, coming here and having to qualify. So I want to feel like, I belong, I'm respected in the long drive community, and I just want to do my best. I'm thrilled. Ilya's a great competitor, very good golfer, so I hit the grid several times, so just glad I got a good ball in.
It's an exhibition of brute force with bragging rights at stake. But what are the tricks of the long drive trade? Maurice Allen gives us the lowdown on taking care of business.
Here are a few different things that you'll see in our sport compared to traditional golf. Tees are a lot longer, so the guys are going to tee the ball up a whole lot higher than what you'd see in golf. The clubs, slightly longer, but still legal. The loft is where you see the big difference. There's absolutely little to no loft on all our clubs. They range from 2 degrees to 5 degrees for your average competitor. Another thing that you'll see when the guys stand at the ball, you'll see all kinds of different stance, which make it different. Me personally, I'm all the way up on my toes. For me, that gives me balance. It allows me to get through the ball great. The next thing that you'll see, when guys go and they play golf, the backswing's about right here. Well, that doesn't work in long drive. Long drive is all about speed and excitement. So what you have to do is you have to see a guy get all the way back here, total backswing. Sometimes that elbow flares out. That allows you to get the maximum speed going into the ball. And that's what it's all about. It's about fun. It's about speed and long drive. The next thing you'll see, when the guy gets back there, he'll even lift that foot up. Some guys, when they get into the ball, they jump at it completely weightless, nothing on the ground at impact. That's another fun, exciting fact that you'll look at. The swings are completely different. They range from something almost traditional to things that are way outside the box in this sport. There's no right or wrong way to do it. The only thing that matters is how far does that ball go inside the grid. When you put it all together, sometimes even a guy will scream at the ball if he hits it really, really good. But when you put it all together, it looks something like this. And that's what you have to do. Long drive, you yell, you scream, you let your emotions loose because you practice hard. That's long drive.
Join us after the break for more from Dubai in this spectacular first ever Long Drive World Series. Welcome back to the Jumeirah Golf Estates in Dubai, where the best long drivers in the world have gathered to launch this brand new series. The quarterfinals are completed. Up next, it's the semis. The top 3 seeds have all qualified, and so former world champion Tim Burke takes on the young Swedish star Emil Rosberg, while the wild card from America Ryan Reisbeck now faces the mighty Brit Joe Miller. As the 2016 World Long Drive champion, Joe Miller has a target on his back, but he's more than ready for the challenge here tonight.
Name's Joe Miller, 6'4", weighing currently about 270 pounds, I think. Maybe that's on the light side, I don't know. Yeah, 2010, 2016 World Long Drive champion. So my sort of day-to-day stuff is gym in the morning after eating a somewhat big-sized breakfast. And then straight to the range from there. There's a lot of balls, there's a lot of time, effort in the gym, and yeah, hopefully it pays off.
How did you first get into this sport? How did you first get into long driving?
I first got into long drive 2003. Found out about a long drive event. Didn't know much about it at the time. There was a leaflet that come through to our local golf club at the time, and my dad said, "Here, look at this. Give it a go," because that was always obviously my thing growing up as a kid. I could hit it, a long way. Not knowing nothing about the sport, went along to it. Come up short with the guys, but got a better understanding of what was going on at the time. That's how it kind of started back then, just by luck, and then by, I suppose, a bit more luck and a bit of hard work putting into it. Became the European champion in 2005. Flew to Vegas, experienced the whole Vegas thing at a tender age of 20, so underage, which is always interesting. And yeah, it just kind of built from there. Eventually it came good. 2010 won the World Championships, and since that point used it as a bit of a launch pad to go on to do what I do now in terms of the corporate stuff and the sponsored days out and whatever it'll be, and obviously events like we're doing here now.
Into the first of the semi-finals then, let's join our commentary team for all the action.
First up in the arena, it's the 2-time and current world champion from Hertfordshire, Joe Miller. With all that experience, he's clearly the favorite for tonight's showdown. Facing Joe Miller tonight, he came out of open qualifying, and he clinched his spot on his very last ball. From Utah, USA, it's the 6'3" Ryan Reisbeck. Joe Miller is the Brit to beat, but he has to go first.
Yeah, he doesn't like going first. Always chooses to go second, especially in the Worlds. He never once went first, so he's going to look to try and post a number here.
Oh!
Look at his balance. I mean, your traditional wide takeaway from Joe, that big bent left leg, maximum turn. He actually takes his studs out on his left foot. See if we get a close-up on that. There you go, see there? Yeah, he takes the studs out so his left foot can spin out to get maximum rotation.
Talk about losing your head, though. His neck just tucks right in.
He has to get down for that ball. He's a big guy. He's got a lot of muscle in the way. So, yeah, he gets into some strange positions, but you can't say it doesn't work.
Exactly. I mean, there's a reason he's the 2-time and current world champion. But he's got that target on his back.
Yeah, and Ryan's been hitting the ball really well today. So, he's posted the longest number in seeding. So, Joe knows he's got to perform, and this is early in the season for Joe. This is George Gross, his manager there, sports agent. So early in the season, his swing speed's a little bit down. You can see he's over-swinging there.
His body language is saying, I'm not quite in my comfort zone.
He knows he's got to post a big number, and going first always puts that bit of pressure on you. You know, you need to post something good, especially when you've got a man like Ryan waiting to come in who's hitting the ball really well. Again, he's lost his balance, he's fallen back off that. Joe's just swinging too fast right now.
He's giving it all.
It's always tough in these wins, especially for Joe with the big high ball flight. So he's trying to take as much spin off that as possible, but he's hit a good one there. So it should be in grid.
That was solid. That was solid. Right, so the clock's counting down. Here it is. Joe Miller hyping up the crowd. 5, 4, 3. Can he get one shot off before? There it is.
Just got it off. I'm not sure if he likes that or not. He has a bright smile. Good camaraderie between the guys. It's one big family long drive tour, so all the guys always pull for each other. Obviously, we want to beat each other, but yeah, it's always good camaraderie on the tour.
Now Joe Miller gets to... What is Ryan Reisbeck doing there? Dad dancing.
Ryan is the old man of the tour. He's like nearly 38 years old, I think, so he's got to do a little bit more to warm up than us.
Well, you know, if you're putting your own money up, 316 yards to beat. If you're putting your own money up, you deserve to do a little move like that. Bam! He absolutely crushed that.
Oh, look at the width on the swing he's got here. No wonder he's got off to such a good start. That is such a good swing, using the ground. And look at that left ankle. I mean, that's 20 stones. The guy's a beast. And it's all on that left ankle. Joe knows straight away he's been beaten. And that's exactly what you want in long drive. You want to get your first ball away and then just literally let the shoulders free. Ryan's in a great position here now.
Yeah, if you can get that first shot and make that your benchmark.
Oh, it's what every long driver wants. You now know that you're leading, and all you can do now is improve on that lead.
That is the look of a man who's comfortable in his swing.
Well, he's come out of qualifying, as you said, he's flown over, he's backed himself, he's then posted the longest number in seeding, and he's now leading the double and current world champion. I mean, look, that one's snap hooks left a little bit. He's just trying to take the absolute cover off his ball.
But he can afford to have shots like that at this point.
He's earned his right now. He knows he's got the longest ball. You see Joe behind keeping loose. Joe knows he's got that one-off Powerball now to try and beat him.
But in the history of the Long Drive World Series, has the Powerball ever been a factor, a deciding factor?
There hasn't, but this is Joe Miller. This isn't anyone else. This is the current and double world champion, the best guy in the sport. So if there's going to be a first, maybe it's Joe.
I'll tell you what, though. If I'm Joe Miller, I'm looking at Ryan Reisbeck. He's having a day.
Absolutely smoking. Look, he's just topped that. And that's not because he's mishit the ball. He's trying to hit so much up on that because of this wind. He's trying to take all the spin off the ball to get that going through the air as much as possible. So he's just trying to post something big now.
Down to his last couple shots. 10 seconds left.
There's another good ball. He's literally peppering the grid as well, which is really unusual in these conditions to be hitting as many balls in. Great set there by Ryan. Joe knows he's up against it, looking at his head, probably seeing which one's got the hottest face.
326 is the number to beat.
It's a big number in these wins. Big number.
Can Joe Miller defy history and make the Powerball work in his favor?
Can't ask me that question. It's never been done before. I've never seen it. I don't think it's ever happened, but you can't go against Joe. He's a double world champion. He's literally the best in the sport and rewriting records all the time. So I'm going to say yes. Come on, Joe.
Here we go. That is a solid hit. It's in the grid, but has he got the distance?
Just by the flares, you see that wind blowing it back. I don't know. If it's enough. He doesn't know.
Sure.
He doesn't know.
Right, so Joe Miller, has it been enough? It has not. Ryan Reisbeck, the giant killing continues. He's booked his place in the finals.
Unbelievable. Who's this?
What's going on here? A little champagne jam coming over? No, but she's obviously happy to be there, and he's all right with her photo bombing.
You know, the strategy is always to get a ball in and then build off of that, for me at least. So my goal is in the first 2 or 3 balls to hit a ball in and then just open it up and step on the throttle.
For some, you're a surprise coming through qualification, but for you, inside your own mind, this isn't a surprise. This was your #1 goal. How happy to have achieved it so far?
It's great so far. I mean, I want to be the best in the world, and to be the best, you got to beat the best. And tonight, I was able to get Joe. He's a 2-time world champ as well, and I don't have any world championships. We came a long way to play some golf, but it's been great. A lot of fun.
Welcome back to a sensational night at the first ever Long Drive World Series here in Dubai. One semi-final is complete and wildcard Ryan Reisbeck from the USA is down to the final 2. But who will join him? Long drive is a potent combination of strength and speed, with time in the gym an essential part of the sport. Who better to show us the reps than golf's ultimate fitness guru?
One of my favorite warm-up exercises to charge up my neural system before I work out is a simple shaft whip. Okay, so I'd hold the shaft in my left hand, cross behind, step in front. Couple reps of those, and you're ready to go. One of the keys to hitting 400-yard bombs is rotational strength. So many of you will be familiar, okay, with just the simple cable press, okay, in the linear plane, and then I'll move into a perpendicular press, add a little squat to it. From there, I'll actually move into a rotational press, give that progression a shot, and start hitting at 400. Everybody knows about a kettlebell swing, but building rotational power into your golf swing, we can use variations of the kettlebell swing to do so. Pretty simple. I like to use a perpendicular swing, and this mimics the rotational loading patterns of the lower body. And if you want to get a little bit more dynamic, work both ways. Big bombs are built from the ground up. My favorite exercise is a clean to rotational goblet squat with a dumbbell. Pretty simple. Five reps of those, and you're out driving your buddies.
So time now for the second semi-final.
All right, first up in the second semifinal, he's the 2-time world champion. They call him the Blonde Bomber out of Florida, USA. It's Tim Burke. Facing the experience of Tim Burke, it's the 19-year-old up-and-comer from Sweden. Crowd absolutely loves this guy. It's Emil Rosberg. Right, so this will determine who will face Ryan Reisbeck in the final. Emil Rosberg, the 19-year-old Swede, is going to be up first.
Awesome swing. And look at that. His bottom half's already turning and the top half's not even stopped. That separation's enormous. That's where he gets his speed from. And look at on his toes. It's like a ballet dancer there.
He almost gets a little lift off there.
He really puts everything into it.
Well, he's got youth on his side, but is that inexperience going to play against him?
He's just hit a great ball there. He's getting the crowd into it. He's definitely the crowd favourite. But he's up against Tim Burke, who's double world champion and probably hitting the ball the best here at the moment. So
that is a solid shot there.
Listen, he's performing well. really well.
In the neighborhood of 320, 330 perhaps?
Just consistent striking.
Here's a guy who is absolutely in the zone. But is it enough to beat Tim Burke?
This is the biggest stage he's ever been on in his life and against the biggest competitor he's ever faced. So how will he deal with the pressure?
Well, again, we're talking about his relative inexperience when compared to some of the other guys here today. But will that sort of naivety of youth actually play in his favor? You just go out there, you do it. You don't feel that pressure.
He's having no fear right now. Absolutely not. He's getting these balls away quick. He's really peppering the grid and getting lots of balls off. You've got 3 minutes to hit as many as you want, and
he's making the most of it.
Absolutely. You see his girlfriend there watching on, Rebecca.
There he is. Rosberg getting hyped up for his last shot.
Leaving it late. Will he get it away? Just in time.
There it is.
Nice little club twirl.
Kid's got swagger.
He's got the game to back it up, though. Again, more of the camaraderie between the players there. Even the VIP are out of their seats here, so he definitely gets the crowd excited.
323 is the mark that Emil Rosberg has set. That's a pretty good one, but if anybody can better it, Tim Burke.
It's a double world champion, one of the top guys in the sport, and with his ball flight, he's probably the best golfer out of all the long drive guys, so if anyone can deal with these conditions, it's probably him.
But Rosberg likes his chances.
Just look at Tim's swing. It's so quiet. It's on plane. He's still got that overswing that long drive guys go. But look at impact, how he just drops it in beautifully. I think he's a +2 golfer as well, so you can see his golf skills coming out here.
Right, yeah, because you look at some of these guys out here, you see a little bit more of the power on display, whereas his is more finesse.
Don't get me wrong, Tim's a strong boy. He's got some power. But yeah, he's definitely got the golf swing as well. Just overswung slightly on that last one. 323 is a big number for him to beat, so he's got to give it everything. I think he likes that one.
Taking a second look. Right, well, given that Tim likes to view his balls in flight, does he have time for 2 shots? Maybe just the one?
I think so, but he's taking his time over this one. He's got it away. He likes it. He's walking after it.
He likes that a lot.
I don't think he's going back for another shot.
Putting the gun back in the holster.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Yeah, that's his lot.
There's Rebecca, Emil's girlfriend, looking a little bit nervous, a little bit anxious, and for good reason, because Tim Burke has answered Emil Rosberg 335.
That's a big number, especially in this wind. You've got to feel that that's probably too much for Emil.
Onto the Powerball, Emil Rosberg. What are his chances?
I don't want to say that is not going to happen, but in this wind, it's unlikely. But if anyone can do it, this guy probably can.
Oh my goodness!
He loves it.
He absolutely loves it!
Come back, Emil.
He crushed it! Is it enough? Is it enough?
Oh, it's close. You can see them on the grid, they're close.
Oh. 336. Emil Rosberg has made history.
First ever.
Using that Powerball, 1 yard.
1 yard?
That is the longest yard.
But Tim's got to go now. Tim's probably thought he's got this in the bag, and now he's got to go. He's got to try and beat it. So Tim's got his own Powerball.
Goodness. So Emil Rosberg has already made history now. Tim Burke trying to stay in this, create a little history on top of history. Oh, he likes that. Club flip. Does it have the distance? It does. 337. 337 yards.
So that means Emil's going to have to go again.
What are we even doing here?
None of the players have ever been in this position before. This has never happened before.
Uncharted territory for sure. Emil Rosberg trying to beat 337. He likes that one.
Have you ever seen anything like this?
Oh, he loves it. He loves it. But does love equal distance?
It's close. I can see it on the grid. It's close.
Oh, tough luck Emil Rosberg. We always got London in July. Hell of a final coming up. Tim Burke, Ryan Reisbeck. Let's get it on.
Tim, that was amazing. How tight was that battle?
It was really tight. We came down to the last ball and exchanging blows there at the end. So he kept hitting the grid against me, and fortunately I hit one good enough to win. So it was good.
Is that what long drive's all about right there, the spectacle that you two just put on?
I mean, that's going to put on a great show for the guys at home. I mean, a lot of the time you don't see that. So this is going to be like one of the best shows ever on TV, I think.
What about the Powerball?
That was my first time ever having to do it. I mean, I was like, no way, I got to hit another one. So it's pretty stressful, but I was happy to bear down, and winning the World Championship a couple times, I was able to just focus and just get it done.
After that fearsome battle, Tim Burke advances to the final on what is proving to be a very special night, with more to come here in Dubai. There's a wonderful atmosphere in Dubai, with many famous faces enjoying the excitement, including Tour Pro and Ryder Cup star Rafa Cabrera-Bello.
Rafa, it's kind of a new event here this evening. From a professional golfer's point of view, what have you made of it so far?
Well, I mean, definitely exciting. I mean, we play golf and we need to focus on where the ball goes, and watching these guys just try to rip each ball as hard as they can, that's kind of like one of our dreams to be able to do that. So it's fun, and the atmosphere, of course, is great.
Is it good for the sport, though, to have something a little different like this?
Why not? I mean, this would be like the competition of strongest man in the world, but this is like the one who can drive is the longest.
Good sport Rafa showed just how tough it is to mix it with the long drive kings, as he took on UK champ Lucas Dornan in a light-hearted challenge for the crowd.
Bit of fun before we get to the final. An exhibition match between Cabrera-Bello and, oh dear, there is his challenger. Where there's a selfie, there's a Lucas. No problem with shyness. And the customary handshake before playing. Typical unsportsmanlike conduct from my co-commentator. So Rafa to go first, more the traditional golf swing you're likely to see. And not to be outdone by the beefier long drive guys, there's Rafa showing off his physical prowess. He's using a different club than what he'd normally use, because they use the long drive club that is specific to the event. But coming through great here. Nice swings, nice distance. Tell you what, brilliant to have Raf out here, and the support of all the professional tour players as well. Now, on to the man that needs no introduction, but we'll give one anyway, my co-commentator Lucas. Look at the Happy Gilmore approach. Are those traditional golf shoes? Maybe in Kensington High Street, but not ones you're likely to see in the tee box. Hold on. Oh, he's down for the push-ups as well. Oh, he's going to put a little more swag into it. He said he was popping out for a drink, and he ends up in the tee box. Follow that one. Maybe catch it yourself. Well, I'm not exactly sure who won that match, but I don't think it matters. Yeah, Rafa, thank you very much. What a great sport. And Lucas, get on up here, back into your box.
Seeing what these guys have done tonight, how much respect do you have for this sport?
It's incredible. It's definitely very, very fun. I mean, just seeing how strong, how fit, how powerful they are. It's really cool to watch them live.
You won some big tournaments. You played the last Ryder Cup. To stand on this tee with all these fans cheering, I bet there were a few nerves, weren't there?
Yeah, a little. Not as much as on the first tee at Hazeltine, but a couple of butterflies, yes.
You've been a great sport tonight, Rafa. Thanks very much.
Cheers, my pleasure. Thank you.
Next up is what we've all been waiting for, the final of the Long Drive World Series here in Dubai. Tensions are running high here in Dubai as we enter crunch time to find out who'll be crowned champion and leave here with the trophy. Big hitting Tim Burke has taken down the world's best, and he's here in Dubai to prove he's the man to beat.
My name's Tim Burke, 6'5", 230 pounds, and two-time world long drive champion.
Tim, how big a buzz is it when you're smacking those drives out?
It's good.
400 plus.
Yeah, I mean, the adrenaline's great. I mean, your heart's pounding, especially when all the cameras are there. And it's awesome. It reminds me of when I was pitching in college, like in the College World Series and stuff like that. And I just love it. It kind of brings out the best of me for the most part.
What's your longest official and what's your longest unofficial?
So it's kind of so I've hit 469 in competition, but I won the World Championship in 2013 with 427 yards. So that's the world record to win the World Championship. So that's the famous one, but 469 is the longest in competition. And not in competition, I have no idea. I won't even bother to go find out. But yeah, 469 is the longest.
But it's about the distance, but you have a grid. Sometimes
right.
you have to hit it on this particular target as well, and that's a balance.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a bigger fairway for the most part. I think the grid here is 80 yards, so you just got to hit the middle as much as you can, because a lot of the times the grid will have different spots, and the more times you hit it, the better chances you have that's going to take off and release and have a bigger number. So that's kind of always my strategy, is hit the grid as many times as possible and then kind of ramp up, and just start trying to hit it further.
So can Tim become the first long drive World Series champion? Or will wildcard Ryan Reisbeck go all the way to the title?
We are officially down to 2. Two-time world champion Tim Burke versus Ryan Reisbeck, who's already taken down another two-time world champion. Can he do it again? Let the final begin. Ryan Reisbeck getting ready to tee up. Tim Burke won the toss. And again, we see the winner of the coin toss electing to go second.
Yeah, it's a big thing in long drive. You want to know what you've got to hit. Usually, you'd go second because if they miss the grid, you can just go easy on it and get it in. In today's conditions and these winds, though, just hitting the grid in general is a bit of an issue. So, not a massive advantage today because just hitting it out there is hard. But I mean, look at it, he's absolutely going for it on these balls already. Real quick turnaround. He's trying to peg it up as quickly as he can and get as many balls in as possible.
This has been an excellent competition so far, and the crowd is really getting excited for this final.
I just can't believe someone's come out of open qualifying and knocked out the double world champion, got himself all the way to the final, and here he is, like a traditional, real wide takeaway. Watch how he drops down and uses that ground to rappel off.
Boom!
And that customary left ankle bend.
Nice hit, but looking like it's sliced off a little bit.
He's just missed grid right of that one. And considering the speed that he's swinging at, that's at 341. He's really, consistent considering the speeds that he's flying at.
Oh!
Snap hooks that one.
Putting a little something into it. Hey,
Ryan's
have we
biggest
seen
fan.
it before?
This is Lance from Crank. Most of the players are playing his clubs today.
I'll tell you what, he's putting some power in there.
The way he gets his body through there, I mean, it's another one in the grid. Just shy of his best shot so far.
Final shot here.
Another good shot.
Disappearing into Dubai. Good set, but Tim Burke looking to best. Ryan Reisbeck's mark of 326.
It's a good number in these wins. We know Tim's got it in him though. He's already beaten that in the semis, so let's see. 3 minutes. Such a big takeaway. Power he unleashes and just moves out of the way. The way he clears his hips. Such a good swing. But still shy. So Ryan Reisbeck still leading this.
Nice. That one's in the grid.
Just going to come up short of Ryan though.
Is that wind playing into it again?
He's flying the ball superb. He's absolutely peppering the grid, but he's just not got the distance on Ryan right now. Steps back, composes himself. Another great ball flight there.
Taking a piece out of that one.
It's just missed grid left. Spectacular crowds tonight. All the crowds getting right behind this tournament.
These are some tough, close calls for Tim Burke.
Players watching on.
As you say, he's really getting it there, but it's either just getting out of the grid a little bit, or the distance just isn't enough.
Another one that you just see it snap hooking left. He's just trying a bit too hard right now. Right now, Ryan Reisbeck is winning this final, the qualifier. Can he take the spoils? Looking on with George and Ilya.
Right back in there to get another ball. Time is of the essence. Got to beat the mark of 3.26 around Reisbeck, Tim Burke does.
Last shot. He's literally losing now. Can he get it away?
That one looks good.
Oh, it's a good strike.
Is it enough? Hey now! 3-3-5 it's looking like.
Unbelievable. How much more drama can there be
on
tonight?
His last shot. His last shot.
Waiting for the confirmation. Ryan Reisbeck's going to have to go again. Can we get another upset on a Powerball tonight?
So Ryan Reisbeck stepping back up to the tee once again to try and beat Tim Burke's mark of 3.35. We saw some Powerball drama in the semifinal. Could it happen again?
Whole championship on this one shot.
No pressure. Oh! He absolutely crushed it.
Looks a little bit left though. I think he thinks it's left. Is it going to stay in grid?
Oh, the longest drive of the night, but it just bounced out.
It's unbelievable.
There he is. Tim Burke is your Long Drive World Series champion here in Dubai. Congratulations to Tim once again. He takes a lead in the series and will be the man to beat in London.
Tim Burke, many congratulations, the winner of the first Long Drive World Series competition here in Dubai. How good does that sound?
It sounds awesome. I'm just happy to be here, that I was invited as one of the 8 contestants, and I'm glad I got the job done like I wanted to.
In terms of the numbers, though, in this win tonight, how pleased were you with that side of things?
Good. I mean, I had the long ball for 341 yards, which is, I mean, that's good for me. It's the longest one, so most of them, it kind of depends where you hit it on the grid as well, but yeah, I'm pleased with the performance.
We'll see you back for the next 3, hopefully this year, will we?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'll be there. I think it's in London, so I'm excited. Never been, so very excited.
Never been to London. You're in for a treat. Well done tonight, Tim. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So despite Ryan's last valiant attempt, it's Tim who takes the title under the lights in Dubai. Third place goes to Emil Rosberg from Sweden, beating Joe Miller in the playoff.
First one's going to be given by the managing director here at the Jumeirah Golf Estate.
And what an incredible performance from Ryan Reisbeck to come through as a wildcard qualifier and go all the way to challenge for the title. He'll settle for second place, but the first ever Long Drive World Series champion is American Tim Burke.
Fantastic night here under the lights in Dubai. The first event of golf's new Super League for the power players. Tim Burke was the main man on the night, and next stop is London. We'll see you there.